And we are back. A little bonus episode of Drop the Green. We'll get into talk about some betting today. I want to talk about the Chili Bowl too.
Heck yeah, man. We watched it.
Yeah,
It was
I know.
awesome.
I want to get your feedback on that.
Yeah.
And I want to gripe about it a little bit too.
Ooh,
but,
okay.
I don't know any more of an intro than that. We're just going to get right into it.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun today.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun.
It's going to be off the cuff.
I'm not drinking. It's dry January.
Yeah, dude.
But
As he takes a shot.
of the devil's liquid. But either way, my name's Austin.
My name's Spencer.
Let's drop the green.
It's been a long time gone since the truth's been told, and I've seen my head cut us low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky-tonk.
All right, let's get back into it. So I want to start out, Spence, because you made a conscious effort this year. That you wanted to watch the Chili Bowl.
I did. I had never watched a complete massive dirt event like that, really, ever. I had kind of followed them a little bit. Like I always saw Larson won 2 years ago, I think. And then other than that, if it wasn't for Larson, it honestly really wouldn't be on my radar. Other than I knew Seabell had won it back in the day type stuff, and I knew that it was a big event. But other than that, I'd never sat down and watched kind of the start and how it works and all that stuff. So, awesome. Incredible event. I did. I mean, I like the event. They're long. Like
So long.
That's the thing is like you feel like it's not like any other racing event, and you have to wrap your mind around that because there's so much racing, and a lot of it's kind of awful.
Oh,
like, a lot of it is bad.
Yeah, because, and we talked about it, there was 380 something cars, I think.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get the best of the best, but there's 380. So you're also going to get people that just are not good.
Yeah.
And like those heat races would be like 8 laps.
Yeah. They're so
And
fast.
they're so fast. And then like some of those took a while because you got guys that suck. But then like when you get down into like the C mains or the D mains, then they're flipping every lap. Because they're like, number one, probably not the best. And number two, they're going for it.
Yeah. It's literally what an iRacing thing looks like.
I can imagine.
That's what it is.
The thing I wanted to gripe about that I mentioned, because like, and we don't have to explain how the format works, but it's confusing.
We can explain it a little bit. We got time.
Okay.
It's so basic. I'm gonna explain it because he'll know more in depth. I'm gonna go completely basic with it. Starts on Monday. Mm-hmm. You have, what do they call them?
Prelims.
Yep. Prelims. So all the 380 cars, 400 cars, they get one of those nights. They're in one of those nights. So they break them up, 100 cars a night, something like that for easy math. And all those 100 cars start out to get to the main show of that night. So if you're racing that night, you have to do your heat, your qualifying, all that stuff to get you into, say, a B main or a C main, right?
Yeah.
Or no, you do the heat races. I skipped the heat races.
Then
the qualifiers. Then your B mains, C mains, B mains, A mains, whatever.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about this is if you get all the way to the A main and you're the top 2 in the A main, you lock yourself in straight for the Saturday
night main event.
Yeah. So that's why these guys are going so hard, which I think is the biggest thing that they need to, at least on Flow, tell you how important it is.
Yeah.
Like, because if you don't do that, it's not the end of the world, but you definitely don't want to get stuck in a C main on Saturday and have to race all the best guys to get to that big show. You want to win on your prelim night because who knows, you may get a good draw and there may not be anybody good in your prelim night.
Right.
So kind of like what Larson did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But the other thing about it is like, so let's say you finish like 3rd on your prelim night. Well, then obviously you don't transfer to Saturday.
Yeah.
But you're starting high in a B main. Because
on
Saturday they started with O mains.
Yes.
So like, let's say your prelim night was Monday and everything's off passing points too. So they have all these graphs on.
Yeah.
You have to dig like to the.
That's what I wasn't going to get into. Yeah, that's the wild.
That's
stuff.
my gripe.
Yeah,
and
it makes no sense.
There's like passing points. So like if you start 6th, finish 1st, you get X amount of points.
Yeah.
If you start 1st, then like you better win.
You can't get any points.
You can't really get any points unless you win.
Yeah.
And so all like your heat races, all these passing points seed you for your qualifiers, and then in your qualifiers, or so if you didn't even make it to a qualifier, then you run a C main.
Yeah.
So they did the C mains before the qualifiers, right? Then they did the qualifiers.
Which are somehow more important than
important.
Yeah.
Well, C mains, it makes sense because like you didn't even do good enough in your heat to make a qualifier.
Yeah.
Now you're in the C. If you transfer out of the C, you go to the B.
Yeah.
But you got to get through the qualifiers to figure out who's in the B.
Yes.
Because through the qualifiers, the passing points, and so they're talking the whole time. They're like, yeah, Kyle Larson, he's sitting at 120 passing points. That should be good to get you into an A main. And I'm like, that number means, unless you show me how many passing points everybody, like I don't even have to understand how the passing points work, right? Just put a ticker and say, here's what the passing points are.
You get 10 points for passing a car. You get 4 points
for whatever I'm saying not even that. I'm saying like when the qualifiers finish, roll a ticker that says, here's who's leading in passing points.
Yes, they never
showed you that.
Where anyone was at on the points. So like, yes, that's so true.
Like we would get done with the qualifiers and be like, okay, now these guys are in the B main.
Yeah.
Great. That's the first time hearing of it.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't a huge gripe, but all those passing points is what led up to the A main. Mm-hmm. And then Saturday is the one that we can all understand. It's like, depending on where you finished on your prelim night, if you wrecked out in your heat race, right?
Yep.
And you couldn't even run a C main, then you're starting at the O.
Whatever,
like the O. And then you got to transfer up. We all understand how that works.
Yes.
So Saturday is not like a big deal. But Saturday they started at 9 a.m.
Yeah. It's early.
Wild.
It is crazy.
And like I didn't watch all day. I watched a lot of it.
Uh-huh.
Like you talk about some bad racing.
You saw it.
Get you like an O main.
Before like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like from 9 to 4 is just bad.
Terrible. Yeah. Anything before like opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, you're running 5th, like top 4 transfer or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, flip it or make it.
Yeah.
And that's their mindset. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and that's cool, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel it's weird because we had the opposite gripe with NASCAR, right? Where we're like, stop treating us like idiots.
Yes.
Where I want to be treated like an idiot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Even though I've watched the Chili Bowl before and I was telling you how it worked. And then you came over that night and I'm like, actually, I don't know how.
Yeah. He explained the whole thing to me.
Yeah.
And then we got there and I'm asking questions and he's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Like I forgot.
And so we're literally just learning as we go.
Yeah.
And no offense to Flo, they do a great job of covering the actual racing. Mm-hmm. But like you said, throw us up a rules page or throw us up some kind of graphic that shows us what we're kind of watching. Because, like you said, when you get to it's so easy, top 2 transfer.
Yeah.
I
get that.
So much
it's
sense.
Everything leading up to that I want a little more.
Yes.
Like I said, just a ticker.
Yeah.
I don't have to understand how the passing points work. I don't need that graph.
I don't care.
Just show me as we're going through the because like qualifier 1, they're like, oh, he's got 130 passing points.
Yeah. He
He
only may need to pass 2 cars. And you're like, okay.
And then when they get done, they're like, well, he might have enough points to get to the A main. It's like, well, keep up with that the whole time and show me.
Yes.
And then like you'll organically build into what the rest of the night is.
I'll say the most fun I also had with it is the fact that we made dollar bets.
Yes,
and that was
fun.
So fun. So Flo does a good job of showing you who's about to race. They don't tell you how many points they got,
right,
but
right.
They show you who's about to race, and we would just pick one. And if he won, we'd pay each other $1. If they lost, we'd keep going.
Yeah.
So that
made
it so much more fun because then you're kind of invested a little bit in every single race.
Yeah.
You know,
you get to know people that way too.
Oh yeah. And I'll say the other thing is you did a very generous thing to me, and you kind of gave me your Flo racing stuff, and so I've been watching it at school a little bit, and I went back and watched the Tulsa Shootout. And I did not realize that literally everybody at the Chili Bowl raced in the Tulsa Shootout.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. I knew that they were in the same thing. They're different cars, but I did not know that everyone was like, we're racing in the Tulsa Shootout to get ready for the Chili Bowl.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was
practice almost.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing. And it was weird because you'll have those guys that were really good in the Chili Bowl that were awful at the Tulsa Shootout. And then you'll also have these 9-year-olds that like sweep the field.
Yeah.
You're like, where?
What is happening?
Yeah. Can you even drive home?
Right.
You can't. No.
Braxton Bush won a driller.
Yeah.
At the shootout.
I know.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's wild.
I don't know. Like it makes
the funny
no
thing,
sense.
I don't know if you watched the. So I think like the highest class there was like the non-wing micro,
yeah,
which are still like nowhere near as fast as a midget. But
they look the same speed. Like when you're watching them, they kind of look the same
I get
speed.
that. But that's the one where Larson like rode the wall and almost got Christopher Bell, and which is like all anybody talks about. And like they were just racing children.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, they were racing kids.
Yeah.
And I can see why people, because you were explaining when we were conversing about it off air, you were explaining to me that that's why some people think that it's not a big event to win.
Right. Yeah. Because they
And
get
that
it mixed
does
up.
make sense.
Yeah.
It completely makes sense because I would say 30% of the Tulsa shootout field was like under 18, under 16.
Yeah.
It was a lot,
Easily,
man.
yeah.
Easily. And of course, Kyle Larson should go in there and beat a 9-year-old.
Right. Yeah,
Like, he
yeah.
just should.
He should.
You know,
Every time.
Every
really.
time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I should beat a
Corey
9-year-old.
LaJoy should.
Yeah, really, he
Really.
should. I mean, if you're racing at the highest class racing that you can in stock cars, you should be able to go in and beat a 9-year-old at whatever
Yeah.
he's doing. And
With one eye closed.
yeah, and sometimes they don't, which is even crazier.
Yeah, it's wild.
So, but as back on the Chili Bowl, watching it for the first time is definitely something that you should consider doing at least every year. Watching at least a Saturday
Yeah.
main event. That was the best racing we saw.
Which
Some
is
of the
not usually how that happens. We got really lucky.
we did get lucky.
Yeah.
I will say that some of the prelim nights were decent from what I saw. I mean, Kyle Larson's night was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one prelim night I watched. I was trying to get back for another prelim, and I didn't make it. But Seabell didn't make his prelim night. So
no, he
had
finished third. I
yeah,
mean, and he like just gave it up.
He really
had it
did.
in the bag, and then he just gave it up.
yeah. So
But since
Weird.
we're a NASCAR podcast, I will say, so you had Larson,
Seabell.
Seabell, Stenhouse
Yep.
was a weapon.
yeah, dude,
Tried to kill somebody.
crazy. He's a weapon even in other
Even- yeah,
series.
if it's got 4 wheels and a steering wheel,
he's a
he's a
weapon.
weapon.
Yeah, calling Carson Hocevar because
Yeah, yeah.
he's going to do something.
and then Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
he did decent. I was surprised Ty Gibbs did really
Ty
well.
Gibbs, yeah, Ty
he
Gibbs
was on
did
the
really
same
well.
prelim night as Kyle Busch. You had Josh Bilicki, and then you had JJ Yeley.
Yep, JJ
So-
Yeley, and JJ Yeley did decent
Did
too.
pretty good, yeah.
he's older guy that, and you said he'd been doing it a while.
Yeah,
And
he still
been
holds.
at that.
I'm 99% sure on this. He still holds the record for like longest soup run, as
Yeah.
they call it. So like he's transferred to the most mains
Which is
on
wild.
a Saturday.
This is wild to think about because if you watch these races, and it's hard to get a picture without watching one of kind of what we're describing, but the track is super small. Mm-hmm. There's 2 lines, okay, the top and the bottom, and you have to the soup that we're talking about. There's 12 cars.
Yeah.
He would have to get literally from if he transferred, he starts in 11th or 12th. Because the other guy, if he won, he starts in, I guess, 11th,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He has to drive 11th all the way to 2nd or 1st again,
Yeah.
and then do that again and again and again. Which you're maybe like, oh, he's racing against kids. Not really.
No.
Not at that
no.
point.
Now there's some lesser guys out there, and that's the cool thing about it is like you'll always have a really good guy
Yeah.
that had terrible luck, and then he's just driving through everybody
Yeah.
on Saturday, and then there's a lot of luck to begin with.
It
And
is
it's
a
like
massive
Kyle
amount.
Larson.
He
those
got
top 10,
so lucky.
You know, those top 10 that transferred all do a pill draw,
Yeah.
and that went into the pole shuffle, which was super cool.
Yep.
But the worst, Kyle Larson drew number 1.
Yeah.
And the way the pole shuffle works, the worst he could have started was second,
2nd.
which is still the front row.
Yeah.
Which is all he needed.
Yeah.
So it's a game of luck. I mean, it has to be. There's 380 cars, and they whittle it down to 24.
Yeah, and even when we were watching his prelim night, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he got lucky on a caution.
Yeah.
Because he was I don't remember who was behind him, but they were battling actually to win the race, and the guy got him. And then there was a caution, but they didn't make it to the line. So that's the other thing is the rules are completely different.
Yeah.
The only timing line is the start finish line,
Right.
which is
Whoever
super
led the
cool.
last lap.
Whoever
that's
led the
what it
last
goes back
lap.
to.
It doesn't matter if you pass them in turn 1 and you don't get back to the start finish line before there's a caution, you go back to whatever
Yeah.
spot you were,
Whatever
which
it
is
was.
wild.
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so cool.
And everybody's just like, I mean, that's the way it is.
Yes,
And then it's okay.
dude, no one gripes about it.
No.
That's what's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. If we had that in the sport, dude, everyone would be bitching.
Oh, I know.
It would be
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
Everyone would.
And you got to take into consideration, like, track sizes too. I mean, the biggest one
100%.
dirt guys ever go to is Eldora, which is half mile.
Yeah. No,
And even there, it's like, wow, what?
Yeah.
You know, it kind of is annoying there. But I mean, other than that, it's all these little bull rings.
But imagine if they did that at Bristol. They could do that at
Yeah,
Bristol.
they could do that at Bristol.
They could do that at Bristol.
Yeah,
It would be wild.
it would be so.
Now,
wild.
I agree that you shouldn't do it on a mile and a half. That would be
or like Talladega.
oh gosh, dude, that would be insane.
Be insane.
It would, but
All right, so overall, fan of the Chili Bowl.
I am a fan of the Chili Bowl. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I mean, I consider going to a Saturday. I would never go. I mean, again, you show up at we get a hotel there. Again, this is what I envisioned of this going if I went. We get a hotel there. We sign into your Flow Racing and we watch from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And then we go.
And we stumble to the.
We stumble.
Because beer, they
Yes.
showed one of the vendor tents, and 25-ounce beer was $16.
Yeah. So we're working with Neyland prices here. So it means you could not get there at 9 a.m. And I mean, I don't got that kind of money.
No, I'd have to go into checking to cash.
Yeah, yeah. Pull out a.
I have to take the title to my Tahoe and get a title
You'd
loan.
have to take out a second mortgage on your
yeah,
house.
exactly. Yeah. So you get
to
drunk.
afford beer.
So you get drunk with the top row rowdies that they
For
had.
real. I mean, those guys were insane. That, like you said, I asked you. I said, how in the world would they want to do something like that? And you said this is their Indy 500.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. This
they
is their
save up all
vacation
year. Like this is what they
to
do.
do what they do, and it's
Yeah.
like no, but I think that would be an amazing time. We get up 9 a.m. and we could get there on like Friday and go and watch and whatever, and then come back 9 a.m. We start drinking all day like a tailgate.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, getting an Uber, take us to the convention center or the expo center, and next thing we know, then we could afford to get some more beers, but we'd be so cross-eyed by the time we got there. It'd be
well, last thing on the Chili Bowl, so they have something called the Chili Bowl flu.
Oh,
So all the people that go and the drivers and everything get
coughing up.
super sick
Yeah.
after they're going. And everyone's like, oh, it's all the people in close confinement. It's carbon monoxide poisoning.
yeah.
100%.
It's that
Like,
dirt that they're kicking
Yeah,
up. It's
and carbon
Can you-
monoxide.
I was thinking about that. Imagine all those guys raced at the Tulsa shootout. They were there for 2 weeks
yeah.
in the same building, racing the whole time. Of course they're going to have carbon monoxide
Yeah.
poisoning. That place
Yeah.
is not meant to ventilate. It's not Vegas.
No.
Where you're smoking, where the guy's smoking right next to you, you can't even smell a cigarette. 'Cause you're
Right.
just
No.
piping
This
it
is an
out of
expo
there.
center in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, with a 90-foot driller outside.
Yeah. There's probably an RV show going on there right now.
Yeah,
Like it's just a big building.
Yeah, either that or they're trying to sell Twister insurance out there. You know?
right, that's right,
They're doing whatever.
So that's what keeps me from going. And I feel the same way about the Dome too in St. Louis. I'm like, man, would I enjoy it as much as just like sitting at home drinking a beer?
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
watching the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. I do think it's like one of those, like if we get the chance to go or we can make it work, I think it would be fun to
Yeah.
say we went one time. But I mean, they packed that place out on
They
Saturday.
did. Oh my god!
It
Yeah,
would-
because that's what you were saying.
That's what I do
pre-line,
on
you're
Monday.
like, nobody's here.
Nobody.
I was
And
like,
Kyle
wait.
Larson was racing.
Yeah, I was like, wait for Saturday.
Yeah, you said it, and I not that I didn't believe you, but at the same time, dude, no one was there on Monday.
Yeah.
No one. And we could have sat wherever we wanted because I assume they're general admission tickets. So
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know.
You just show up and sit wherever. And no one was there on Monday. You get to Saturday, the whole entire place was full.
Yeah.
Completely. Wall to wall, everybody was there. So I'll say the last thing I'll say is I want to rate it. Give it a good race rating here. I'm gonna rate it 7.2.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. Definitely would watch again, and kind of honestly excited for next year. I mean,
Yeah.
Kyle Larson won the whole thing, but I'm excited to see Seabell get back in that form because
Because you know he can.
You know he can. I mean, he hadn't been there in how many years?
It's like 3-4 years, something
Yeah.
like that. And he won the Race of Champions.
Yes.
So he had speed.
He had speed, so he's just got to figure it out. I mean, Kyle Larson does that every single year.
Yeah.
Can you blame him for not being that good? No, you can't. You just got to give him a chance.
Right.
And I think it'll be good. And I hope that Race of Champions, maybe they could turn into something like the Prelude to the Dream. You know, like
Yeah, well,
you just
that's
get
what
more
was-
guys to do it.
Well, that's what, and I always forget that Larson set out a few years from the Chili Bowl, and then Seabell's been gone and whatever. And I remember the first Race of Champions I watched, it was like a ton of NASCAR guys.
Yeah.
And they'd be like Chase Briscoe, Xfinity Series champion. You know what I mean? Like Ricky Stenhouse, Daytona 500 champion. And I just felt like the Race of Champions, nothing against those guys. They're obviously good, but I was like, you got Kyle Busch there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got Ty Gibbs there.
Yeah.
Like, just, I mean, if they get lapped, they get lapped. But
who cares?
Race, it's like the prestige.
Yes. That's the thing about racing on Sundays.
Yeah.
You should get to racing that.
I would think so.
And to me, that brings that gets your crowd way bigger on Monday.
It does. And here's the other thing. If you want to legitimize how good these guys are, put someone like Kyle Busch out there and let him finish last.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he's bad.
It
just means these guys are really, really good.
And again, put those guys out there with a Ricky Thornton Jr.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, that guy is as good as anybody in any type of dirt car.
Yeah.
He really is. And he didn't have a great weekend by any means, but he was everywhere that
he was.
2 weeks span. So, but throw him in there with that. I mean, throw him in with guys that are champions of that and see what they can do against it.
I think that's what that race should be.
Yes, it definitely should be. To show the prowess of what it takes to drive that car and what it takes to do on Sundays. Because clearly those guys that are racing those dirt cars, they either could move up or they don't want to because they're not good enough.
Right.
Or, whatever. But clearly, I mean, Kyle Larson's lapping the field out there. There's a reason he's racing on Sunday.
Exactly.
So,
well, good deal. Well, I think we can move into betting. So what do you have planned today?
Okay. So I made an entire spreadsheet about what we got going on here. And I'm going to throw it up on the screen. And for those of you guys watching, I will put it to where we can see it clearly here. Make it a little bigger. Okay, hold on. Let me try. Oh, that turns it. See if I can move it. Here we go. All right.
Is this from last year?
This is from last year.
You bet Jimmy Johnson top 5 last year at the 500?
I did.
Did you really?
I did,
okay.
Yeah. This is, okay.
I don't remember that.
I know.
I'd love to go back and listen to what I told you.
You can go back, and I'm 100% sure you said that wasn't a bad bet. Dude,
it's possible.
I swear.
I know, but
this was
I'm not saying you're wrong.
This right here, Episode 1, I unleashed these 3 picks, and I promise you said these are not bad.
I probably did.
You probably did. So, if you can see, I got color coding here. Hold on, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I feel like they can't see it that well. Okay, try that. Okay, so what we're looking at is all the episodes, every single bet that I'd made. And I'm going to preface this whole conversation with, at the last episode, I thought we were positive. We were not. We were not. Okay. We were down. We were down way worse than I ever thought we were. Okay. So next year's going to be better. And the reason I say that is instead of doing this at the end of the season, I'm going to do it as we go.
Okay.
So it's going to keep track better. We can actually, I put in all the math with the odds, so we can easily just hit 1,200 odds, 1 unit. If it checks off, it shows us how much money, how many units we made, whatever. So I'm super excited about that. But the red, so orange, I color coded it. Mm-hmm. Orange are top 5s that we bet. Reds are top 10s. Yellows are winners. Blues are head-to-head. What else? Greens are top 3s.
Purple manufacturer.
Yeah, purple manufacturer. So we color coded it down here.
Oh, look at you!
I know. I did. I put in a lot. So my biggest takeaways from here. Let me look at this again. I did all the percentages of what we won. So total bets made. We made 150 bets, and we won 31 of them. Not great.
Okay, I didn't know.
Not great. Not great. Our winning percentage was 21%, which I feel like is not horrible, but we probably need to be somewhere in the round 40. We need to be somewhere around 40, I feel like, to make money, so we need to double that. The biggest bet we hit was Ricky Stenhouse. Daytona. And that was our strategy that we ran. So if you can tell, if I can scroll, you can tell we went all the way over here with the winners. So that was one of our Daytona and Talladega picks when we figured out that that's the way to go with the super speedways. And I'm going to implement that strategy more. It definitely. So to give you a actual number on what we lost 14.33 units. We were down 14 units pretty much.
By the end of it?
By the end of it.
And we thought we were in the positive?
We thought we were in the positive.
So we just missed
my hand math.
Okay.
Because I always have that notebook and I would write down what I hit. Somehow I missed something or I thought I made more than what I did.
Yeah.
Then once you do that, it throws everything off.
It happens.
We bet a total of 106 units, I think is what that says. Yeah, 106 units. But the biggest thing, one of the biggest things, is these are the percentages of what we hit on these different bets. So the top 10 bets, we made 44 top 10 bets, and we were 30% on that, which I don't mind that. That's not bad.
No, man, it seems solid.
That's not bad. So I feel like that's a good rate. Our top 5 bets, we made 14 of them. We hit them 35% of the time. Even better.
Strong.
Yeah. To win bets. This is where the 6% is bad. And it's just one of those that it's hard to not bet winners when you feel like you have a good one. And I think my biggest thing is I'm going to try not to bet as many winners.
Yeah, and I think
unless I feel
it seems
confident.
like one thing that might be skewing that too is when we do the super speedway strategy.
Yes,
we know we know it's going to be 12 bets, and we know 11 of them are going to lose, even if we hit.
But we only did that twice.
Yeah.
So we figured that out at the.
So that's a third of those to-win bets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't. We definitely need to probably either shy away from that, but then again, it's so hard when Larson's at Homestead or Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you have to bet him to win.
Yeah.
You have to bet him to win. Top 3 bets. We bet 9 of those, 22%. Head-to-head. That is something I did early in the year. If you kind of remember, we can scroll up. I did that kind of early, and then I got away from it. Like, literally the back half of the whole year, I didn't do another one of those. And I think I'm definitely going to try to hit those more. I'm definitely
the percentages is saying stick with it, right?
Yeah, for real. I mean, we were at 43%. Yeah, so like literally we make 2, we'd hit one of them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely something that I'm going to focus more on. I'm going to focus more on head-to-head. The purple was winning manufacturer. We bet those 7 times, hit them 29% of the time. And top Chevy, top Ford, top Toyota. I never bet a top Ford. I bet a top Toyota, I did bet a top Ford. I never hit one.
Okay.
So that's what that is, 0% of the time. Top Toyota, we hit one top Toyota. I guess we only bet one because it was 100%.
Nice.
So I don't even remember. That was Denny Hamlin, top Toyota at
Pocono. Yeah, it's playground.
Who would have guessed it? Easy money there. So I definitely think that's something that we're going to try to get a little bit more, shy away from more of the win bets. Spread our money out on head-to-heads and top manufacturers, or definitely top manufacturer who. So the top manufacturer is who's going to win the race: a Ford, a Chevy, or a Toyota. And then you, in the other ones, top Chevy, top Ford, top Toyota, you pick the driver who is going to finish highest in that manufacturer.
Okay.
So
top Toyota driver, top Chevy driver.
So you're at Kansas, you pick Bubba, top Toyota.
Right.
And
he can finish 20th.
He can finish 20th.
All the Toyotas finish
behind him.
Yeah.
So to me, that's something that we can get behind a little more, especially with the Toyota one, because there's not many Toyotas.
Right. Yeah.
And
we should be able to see the difference in their talent level.
I definitely think it's something. A lot of what I'm looking forward to, and I do want to change possibly how we hit our excuse me, how I get to pick. Like, I know I do it on Wednesday. I'm either going to tell you what I'm going to look at, but I'm not making anything final until everything comes out, because some of those head-to-heads weren't out.
You might need your own little betting show.
Exactly. We might have to do just a little 8-minute clip on what I'm going to bet that week or something and put it out. But I definitely want to do more head-to-heads and top manufacturer type stuff and get away from the wins. But I feel like everything else wasn't bad. I mean, top 5s was really decent. Top 10s was really good. And even if you're hitting on our lowest bet we hit was our lowest odds bet we hit was Willie B top 10 minus 250. I mean, that's money.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would have loved to bet that every time it hit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of those, you fire on what's working. I still think the three units is probably my best bet, but I'm going to try to get away from 1 unit wins. You lose a lot.
Yeah, it's killer.
Yeah, it's a killer. I mean, we bet. I mean, Daytona week 1, nothing hit.
Yeah, so we started 3 in the hole.
We started 3 in the hole. Then you have to dig your way out, and you're hitting Alex Bowman. I think I have a stat of what hit the most somewhere. Maybe don't remember. Our average odds for the whole thing were plus 634. I want to get that down. Yeah, I thought that seems high.
Because we're gambling.
You know, get that down to somewhere plus 300. So that's my next other thing that I want to get better at is plus 634. I feel like you're giving your money to Vegas.
So you're wanting to go more towards like chipping away strategy than swinging for the fences.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that.
The only swing for the fences we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it every time. So you can expect in 2 weeks when we get our show, I'm gonna pick 12 drivers for Daytona. Yeah. That's the best strategy.
I think it is
for any super speedway we do. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it 2 weeks in a row, maybe. Maybe not at Atlanta. I think
you can.
I think that
12 drivers works better at Atlanta because there's less passing.
That's true. There is way less passing. It's one of those things that why it works so good on the super speedways is the odds. Because if one of those, even if you're the most favorited driver wins and you pick 11 other ones, you still make money, which is crazy to even think about.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So, I mean, if we're only losing, if the top favorite driver at Atlanta and you're still making money, yeah, we're going to do it again. We're definitely going to do it again. And even if you're just making a little less, we'll probably do it again anyway because it is the best strategy. Maybe throwing a head-to-head. We hit on Alex Bowman a ton. I
was going to see if we could, even if you just
control
F Bowman.
Yeah, so these, I have the units here that we bet, if you guys can see. The units that we bet, and then the hit rate is in 0 and 1s. And I swear it may be on this sheet. No, I moved everything over here. So I didn't get that, but we hit I just did the top 10s and stuff, and so we bet Bowman. Bowman was a lot of these top 10s.
Yeah.
And he killed it on that rate. And I mean, we were down 3. We hit Ross Chastain top 10 in Atlanta. That was the only one we hit the next week. Then we hit Reddick versus Bowman. I picked Reddick, and he won, and I had 1.5 units on that, so that was good. And then we went 0 for again, unless we hit Blaney over here. We did hit Blaney. So first week, or first 3 weeks, I was 0 for 1, 1 for 1, 2 for 1, 3 for 1. So we kind of started out strong there, but we just weren't hitting. We were losing too much money on these wins.
Yeah,
that's really what it was.
Anything we won, we were giving back.
We were giving it back, and we were just scraping by a little bit to keep us kind of in the game to where that hole wasn't so big. But the biggest takeaways is get away from the wins, bet more manufacturer stuff, and head-to-heads. And I think we could take a real advantage of these head-to-heads early in the year.
Yeah.
Like a Gregston versus Barry at the beginning of the year. If they have a Ty Gibbs versus not Cole Custer, but No,
You can do Cole Custer because he's in the Cup.
he is in the Cup.
Yeah,
He's racing. Yeah. So like something like that, we're gonna bet the house on Ty Gibbs. You know, I just feel like that's.
I think one thing to look at. I don't know if they might be smarter than us, but like I'm looking at Martinsville, 8th race of the year.
Yeah.
We did Blaney versus Chase, and we picked Blaney.
Yeah.
I think
that's Texas.
Oh, it was Texas.
Texas
okay,
one down.
Even better.
Even better.
So I think if everything goes the way it has been, we know if there's ever any manufacturer versus Ford in the first half of the year, pick it.
Yeah.
Because Fords are evidently going to not show up
for the whole beginning of the year. Yeah.
The whole half year.
Mm-hmm. Because that was we bet Blaney on that one.
Chase won.
Chase won that one. Chase won that one. That one hurt.
Yeah.
But we did hit the.
Which reminds me, Colby made me a bet that I bet him that Chase wouldn't win another race.
Yeah, and he didn't.
And he didn't.
He didn't.
And I have not been paid.
Oh. Shout out Colby.
Shout out.
Yeah. You owe us.
Where's my money?
Yeah. You owe somebody at this table money.
I'm about to go to those luxury apartments in Oak Ridge and collect.
I mean, he's got money. He's at the luxury apartments.
Luxury apartments,
Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to try out the new soundboard.
Yeah. What a time.
What a time. I hope you guys heard that. I don't know how
Did we ever, and it might be hard to see, did we ever sweep a weekend?
No.
Okay.
We never swept a weekend. I had looked at that too. I was super excited to see if we did.
How many times did we lose a weekend completely?
We lost a weekend. Weekend 1. We can look real quick. Hit. So just 1. Hit. We hit on Blaney.
Phoenix.
No. We hit on Blaney.
Okay.
Yeah, we hit on Blaney over there. We also, I think I can make this page bigger, can I?
You're on Google. I know how to work Excel.
Yeah.
Barely.
That's too big. Hold on. We'll find a happy medium here. Okay. Yeah. Phoenix, we hit 1, so we're just at 1. Oh, we lost Bristol weekend completely. Coda.
And we were there.
Coda, we hit the next weekend at Richmond, we hit. Nashville, we hit. So we're still just at 1, right? Mm-hmm. Texas, we hit 2. That was our first big win. Was I don't know if you remember Carson got his first top 10.
Forget.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time we went positive.
Yep. Talladega. This is where the losing streak starts, I believe. I don't think Todd Gilliland hit for us. Oh no, Todd Gilliland did hit for us, so we didn't lose completely there. So still just 1. Number 2 was at Dover. We didn't hit 1 for Dover. Kansas, we also did not hit, so that's 3. Darlington, we also did not hit, so that was 3 in a row. So that's number 4.
That was rough.
Yeah,
we kept showing up.
Yeah, All-Star race, we hit with Ty Gibbs to win the Open. That might have been the first win bet we hit. Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was such an obvious.
But no, besides Denny won at Richmond, and I bet that. So Denny won that one, but that was easy money. You couldn't mess that up. So we're at 5, I believe. Charlotte, we did not hit, so that's 6. Is that St. Louis? We hit. Sonoma, we hit both. Oh, we did sweep the weekend. There's a sweep the weekend. We made 2 bets and they both hit. Yeah, so good weekend. Iowa, we hit Ford winning manufacturer. New Hampshire, we hit. No, New Hampshire we didn't. So that's 6. Nashville. No, wait. I messed that up. New Hampshire we didn't hit. Sorry. So that's 6.
Nashville we didn't either.
Nashville we didn't either. That's 7. Chicago.
Bowman came through
for us, and SVG was the one that we were looking good on SVG and freaking
the rain.
And
was it Briscoe?
Briscoe.
Yeah,
Briscoe ran into the back of him. Yeah. That happened to me on iRacing today. Dude, okay. Side note, I'm on iRacing today, and I finally got back into it. I hadn't raced in a year and a half. Okay, I log on. I had to update everything, renew my subscription. Super excited. I'm looking to race, of course, the Rookie Legends, which I was really good at, and I wanted to race ARCA again, just kind of get back into it. Do a couple Rookie Legends. I'm doing terrible. I'm like, okay, this is not going to go well. I log in to a ARCA race. I get kicked out because my Wi-Fi or something messed up on the computer, and so I didn't get to race that one. I wait an hour, go into the next one, qualify on the pole. Had not touched this car, like just a little bit in practice and stuff like that, and qualify on the pole, lead all 45 laps, win the race. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm good at this.
Right.
And so fast forward, race a couple more, did very well. They're at USA International in Florida. I don't know if you know anything about that. No. It's like a mile track.
Okay.
Nothing, it may be even shorter than that. It's not very big. It may be 7 points. It may be 3/4. It's small. It's a short track. And, so today I'm racing literally before this podcast, and a guy. So you got to get on the brakes hard going into the corners, and you're kind of just trying to stay as low as you can for that weight to shift, for that car to rotate, and you can throttle down on exit. And as you know, in the ARCA cars, they are so loose, super loose. A guy is in front of me. I'm literally 2/10 off of him, right behind him. And he hits the wall. He hits the wall coming out of 3 and 4. Hits a wall. I get by him. He carries enough speed to where he's right next to me. Okay? I clear him in 1 and 2. We're coming back. 3 and 4, he gets right up on me. I'm like, he's going to hit me. He's going to hit me. No, I explained this totally wrong. Get my races confused. Start again. Hits a wall. Okay? Hits a wall, and he carries enough speed to where he is literally on my outside. So I can't get up to the wall and make my entry where I want it. So I get on the brakes super early, but somehow I am in front of him. I clear him, but I can't slide up to get, because the track is so short, to get my entry where I want it. So I get on the brakes early, and I'm carrying a decent amount of speed, but this is halfway through the race. You don't get any tires, so I literally have no grip anymore. Yeah. We're just driving. He misses the corner completely, it feels like, and drives up into me and comes over the radio and says, "Why are you going so slow in the corner?" And I was like,
"You have to slow down for those."
Yeah. I said, I come back across the radio, and I'm like, What do you mean, dude? You hit the wall.
Yeah.
You hit the wall. I had everything, but I couldn't get my entry right. And he was like, well, you need to learn how to drive. And I was like, what are you talking about? You ran into me.
Like, it sounded like a grown-ass man, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was definitely older than me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're making zero sense right now. Another dude chimes in and says something to the effect of, you have to slow down. To go through the corners. And he was like, well, I got loose. And I said, maybe because you were going too fast in the corner did you get loose? He's like, I hit the apron. I was like, no, you didn't. I go back after the race. So I end up like not finishing well. I was running top 10. I think I was running 7th or 8th, somewhere in there, and he was right behind me, and we both spun out. And but yeah, he didn't get on the I'm running into that corner. We're 30 laps into the race. It's only a 45-lap race. I'm running 80 miles an hour in that corner. He hits me at 92 miles an hour. I am at 79 miles an hour. I'm sliding up the track, which means I missed the corner myself.
Right.
I was going too fast.
You're going too fast. Yeah.
And he's like, you need to go faster in the corner. Son, you would have missed it he would have nailed the wall at 92 miles an hour.
He's trying to Ross Chastain every corner.
Exactly. And hit me and then blamed it on me. But
Wow.
So is whatever. But I'm happy to be back iRacing.
Right.
Yeah,
Sounds like it.
yeah, super fun. Where were we? We're going through 7.
We were down.
We missed a
past.
lot of weekends.
Yeah.
So our goal is if we
No missed weekends.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think that's going to happen.
Okay.
Especially if we're only doing 3 units. Especially if we're only betting 3 bets.
Yeah. So, and I might be jumping ahead here. So, strategy wise, how do you feel about doing like, and I know it's none of them are a guarantee, but like maybe like a layup bet every.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm definitely, like I said, we're going to get this average down, and that's going to help with that.
Yeah. If you do like a
if I'm
Kyle
betting,
Larson top 10 at Bristol,
yeah,
right?
and it's minus 400,
yeah, we'll just make a little money.
we'll make some money. You know, get on that early. If we can guarantee that he's going to do it, I say we hit it, we bet it, because even at the end of the day, that's units. Even if it's
positive,
it's positive units. The only thing that sucks about those is when they don't hit. Those are the worst.
Yeah,
but
you feel dumb.
The goal is to get our hit rate above 20. What would I say it was? 21%.
Yeah.
We're gonna shoot. Our goal is to shoot for around 40 to 45% hit rate, and we're gonna make some money next year.
Are you betting on the Clash at all?
I haven't decided.
Okay.
I haven't decided. I think
I
I'm
don't
probably
even
going to
know.
stay away. I don't
Yeah, I
even.
don't even know
They'll
if it's
probably
worth
let me
it.
bet it, but all the rules are completely different.
Yeah,
with the heat
I would say the
races.
only thing, because I feel like, I mean, it was hard to pass at the Coliseum, you know?
Yeah.
Bowman Gray is going to be tougher, I
Yeah.
think. So the only thing I would say, and once again, it's like kind of contradicting what we're trying to do, but I feel like whoever starts on the pole is going to lead every lap.
Win the whole thing. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Those guys know how to drive around there.
Right.
You know, so
And I think it's going to, be super hard to, and maybe I'm wrong because they were destroying each other at the Coliseum. But I feel like it's going to be hard to move people out of the way.
yeah, I would think so. It's a little bit bigger, ain't it?
I think it's about the same. I mean,
Is
they
it
modeled
really
the
about the same?
Coliseum after Bowman Gray.
Oh,
But I think it's more narrow because they
Okay.
put the.
so it's literally just gonna be one line dominant. There's gonna be.
I would think, I would think if you get on the outside, just like the Coliseum, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. So yeah.
And then they put the safer barriers in and
Yeah.
made it even skinnier.
So we also know they're not doing any. They're doing double file restarts the whole 9. Yeah, dudes on the outside are toast.
Yeah, they're screwed.
They're screwed.
But that's when like the choose cone, you might see the top 10 guys
Go straight the inside.
go straight to the inside.
I don't blame him.
And the 11th place guy is starting second, but he'll be back.
He'll
in
be
11th.
back in 11th. Yeah, because he can't do anything.
So no, I mean I'm excited to watch racing, but I'm not
excited for this race.
I'm not excited for. I think.
I'm gonna enjoy the heat races.
Yeah,
I think those will be cool.
Those are always good, even at the Coliseum.
And I know we didn't want to talk about this necessarily.
No,
but
it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they go. I guess my point being like, if you really, really wanted to bet on it, I just feel like the winner's gonna like Chili Bowl, right?
Yeah.
The winner ain't gonna come from 4th row.
No,
it's gonna be like top 3,
top
probably
2
top
rows,
2 rows.
top 2 rows, which gives you 4 drivers to
Yeah.
pick from. And it'll be one of those things. I'll check the odds when they come
Yeah,
out
if it's worth it.
if it's worth it. You know, even again, I don't know who's going to touch it. I'm hoping to get more people betting on NASCAR, and we can get some more things to bet on. You know,
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I just don't want to bet winners and top 10s and top 3s sometimes. I want there to be more head-to-heads. And something I didn't hit on that's always been there that I might dip my toe into a little bit is group betting. And I don't know if I talked about this. So normally FanDuel will do Group A, Group B, C, D. They'll do 4 groups, and they'll pick 4 drivers, and they'll put in that group. So say Group 1 is Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, C. Bell, and Chase Elliott. Okay, you pick one of those drivers, and whoever finishes, if you're trying to pick the highest finishing driver in that group.
Will they let
is
you
interesting.
parlay from those groups?
No, you can't parlay any NASCAR things. Which
Ever
is,
since that guy
ever
won
since
$1 million.
ever since that, and I used to parlay a lot of stuff. Definitely top 10s.
That'd be a fun parlay if they're going to give you 4 groups to pick from.
Yeah,
Parlay the group.
I know. I would love to have a parlay section. Like they have their made parlays. So like pick when you bet this, you're getting Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano plus 250 to win. I want to make my own. I don't know why. I just love being able to make my own. But I'm going to take into consideration more of everything that they have on there and try to focus where we think everything's going to go. Like I really got to be smarter with I can tell you already, we're not betting 66 to win. We're never going to do.
I'm looking at all the yellow, and
we hammered it.
Yeah.
And we only hit 6% of them. And
now see Phoenix. I'm just thinking about the Phoenix. How you should have bet. If you're going to bet to win, it should have been the top 4 guys.
It should have been. But I did. I hit Joey Logano top 5 on that one.
Yeah.
Joey Logano won.
You were convinced Christopher Bell was going to win.
I did. I felt like Christopher Bell was going to win. I felt like we were going to see it again, and we didn't. I also feel like maybe that's a odd numbered year thing. Maybe this starts. Maybe this starts the thing.
I just think that's something that's happened once and will never happen again.
I know, but your onces are like, dude, we'll never have 16 different winners.
I know, but this one you can take to the bank.
Okay. Again, I mean, it was one of those we ran different strategies, and Bowman sold the bag on us at Phoenix. He's normally decent there, and he sold on us.
You know what I'm looking back on is I think every time we bet SVG, oh no, he got us one at Watkins Glen.
No, he
let us down a lot.
He did, but it was sadly we could only bet on him like twice. I'm only taking him at road course. He hit us at Coda, I think.
No,
he didn't.
Didn't hit at Coda. Didn't hit at what's the next one? I just saw it was a 0.
SVG.
Yeah,
it would have been. You look at the races.
I am.
Sonoma. Did I bet on him at Sonoma? No. Chicago. I had to bet on him at Chicago.
No, I don't blame you there. I'm not blaming you.
SVG to win. I mean, he looked good too to win.
I'm blaming him. I'm not blaming you.
Pocono, Indy, Richmond. I didn't bet that week. Daytona, Atlanta, Watkins Glen.
He got
he got us the top 3. And a top 5.
Oh, you went all SVG.
Yeah, I went all SVG that week. That was when Chris Buescher won.
Yep.
In the playoffs, and he passed SVG on like the last 2 laps, and we talked about how it was like I wanted SVG to put up more of a fight, but at the same time I was like, dude, you have me locked up. He finished second in that race. And that would have been like the biggest sweep ever that we had if he would have somehow hung on to that.
That thinking back to that just makes me so irrationally mad because Christopher Buescher wasn't even in the
playoff. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with Ross in Darling. No.
When he won it was
Kansas? He won Kansas.
Yeah.
He won Kansas.
Yeah, so dumb.
Yeah.
There was rumors that they were going to change the playoffs, but
they never know.
I mean, they'd have to announce it tomorrow.
Yeah. It has to be
the season's starting.
Yeah. I wish they would. I wish they'd do something, but it is what it is.
I was looking back. I saw a tweet or something. The last time they made a change to the playoffs, it was like they announced it on like January 30th.
Wow.
And I'm like, which is so typical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like right before the season.
But I saw that, and then I got like all this false hope.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're just waiting.
It's not the 30th yet.
It's not the 30th.
It's kind of early if we're talking about the 30th, dude. They
might not even have a rough draft.
Yeah. They're waiting for Tuesday and Wednesday to dial that thing up.
So I don't know. I feel like if they don't change it this year, like there's no reason to gripe about anything.
No.
Because they're not going to listen.
No.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I can't believe how much work you put in this. This is
I know.
awesome.
I try to do a good job with it.
Yeah, you did a great job.
So I'm looking forward to this next season. We're going to do way better. I can tell you we're not going 14 down.
Man, I think having this alone reference back to
is going to help so much.
It's going to be huge.
Because like I said, I thought I was up 8 units or something, and I'm actually down 12, and I'm betting kind of crazy. Because I think I have units to play with. When I don't, then we don't. I mean, we went 4 weeks in a row right there where we didn't hit one. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that either. We're gonna hit. If we go down 2 weeks in a row, you can guarantee that third week I'm coming out, we're hitting minus 220s, minus whatevers. Like I said, we're going to get this average way down. This average is way too high. I mean, the min bet we hit was minus 250. I need to be better at just taking the minus 400s.
Yeah.
Top 10
Swallow
Denny's.
your pride a little bit.
Yeah. And I think that would be easier if we could parlay, because I would love to parlay like Larson top 10, Denny top 10.
Yeah.
You know,
you might get plus odds out of it.
Exactly.
By the time you string them together.
If you string together, I mean, you're thinking at somewhere like Bristol, a Larson, a Denny. When Kevin was racing, you throw him in there. Next thing you know, you have 3 drivers that are minus 600. Now we're at minus 200.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like one of those things. I wish we could just do a little bit more, and I'm hoping that
all
more.
the sports books not letting you parlay anymore.
Yeah.
Because I know it was just FanDuel at one point.
No, it's all of them.
All of them.
Yeah. DraftKings don't do it. I mean, if there's one out there that hears this and lets me parlay, dude, I will bet on your sports book for every NASCAR bet ever. So just let me know.
I should have looked this up, and this is something it probably won't ever make it to the podcast, but I want you to look into it. Is there? They just announced they're going to allow betting on the high limit sprint car series.
Oh,
and it's some obscure.
Okay.
I shouldn't say obscure because it's like a legitimate betting
site,
yeah. But they do like obscure sports.
Okay.
So if you want to bet on college wrestling or something, like they have shit like that.
Yeah. We're taking Brad Sweet to win every
That's what I'm
race.
saying.
Yeah.
Like I would love to. I need to go look at what it is because I'm super curious what the odds will be.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times those are. I mean, if you picked, there's no way they're going to let you bet like top tens. I
would assume it's just winners. Maybe.
Because I would bet Brad Sweet top 10.
Yeah.
Every week.
No matter what his odds are, you're making money. Yeah.
Because the only time he doesn't finish top 10 is like if he flipped in the A main.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, he's always up there if he's not winning.
It'd be honestly interesting too, like how the odds work, because he has to make the A main too. You know what I mean?
I wonder if you can. But see, here's the weird thing: is like a lot of those. If you're like full time high limit, you get provisionals.
Okay, you make the A main.
Yeah,
anyway.
you get X amount of provisionals, right? Okay. Like you don't get a provisional every week.
Yeah.
But you have like let's say 10 provisionals. And you can use them. They're like, do you want to use it this week or not? Mm-hmm. But I can't remember. I'm sure he did at some point.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch every race. I watched the majority of them. The only time I remember, like when they went to Memphis, that race day went to, like the local guys there ate up the A main, and there was a ton of full time high limit guys that had to take provisionals.
Dang.
Because those local guys showed out.
Wow, they were really good there.
Really good there, yeah. And they made, which I mean, I think that's the cool part.
That is the cool part.
Like you're traveling around. You have less full-time guys and spots in the A main, so your local guys get to show out.
They get to try,
or they get exposed as like, oh, this is why I don't get on a national tour.
Yeah,
right, because I can't even make the A main. I'm the track champion here, and I can't make the A main.
Yeah,
so
but that didn't happen.
It didn't happen in Memphis. No.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But just something to. They allowed betting on high limit and USAC. USAC like sprint cars and midgets. So. Might be something for us to dabble in.
Yeah, for real. Especially if we get.
I'm just super interested in it. On
a break, or maybe we just do 2 different little things. We just have two things going.
I just want to see. I need to find out what that sports book is, and then like I want to see what they allow.
Yeah. Well, dude, who knows?
Are they going to let you bet on heat races?
Yeah, I know. That's another thing.
Weird.
I feel like that's one of those though. They'd have to keep doing live ones because all that stuff changes all the time.
Yeah, or it would just be because I remember one year
because they'd be like coming out as the race is going because you don't know who he's going to be in your heat race, do you?
Well, after qualifying, you do.
Exactly, but they'd have
to
do it.
Yeah, they'd have to do everything. I see what you're saying. Yeah, everything would have to be in real time.
Yeah, they couldn't just set them out on Tuesday.
Yeah,
for a Friday race.
It's got to just be A main bets only, and then like I know, like let's say you put a bet on Corey LaJoie to win the Daytona 500.
Yeah,
and then when he inevitably doesn't even make the, I don't know if you saw that he's.
Yeah, he's racing an open car.
Yeah. So when he doesn't make the race, they give you your money back. You don't lose your money. Because that happened to me one year. Because I was like, how does this work?
Yeah.
I bet on somebody to do something, and they didn't even make the race.
They didn't make the race?
Yeah. Might have been like J.J. Elliott or something. But
that sounds right.
They give you your money back.
I wonder, let's just check FanDuel real quick and see if they have anything for Bowman Gray or Daytona.
The duels. You can bet on the duels too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're interested in that as well.
I didn't touch that last year. But I think last year we did our podcast after the duels. Started.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But I feel like
I think it was before, because then I went to the duels.
That's right. You did go to the duels. I hit a big bet last night on the Chiefs. So.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. All sports.
You didn't want to bet on the tush push?
They do have odds for the Daytona 500.
Yeah, who's the favorite?
Kyle Busch. I swear.
So there's like this whole narrative going around.
That Kyle Busch is going to win?
Yeah, so Dale Earnhardt, it took him 20 years to win the Daytona 500. It's like, that's always the tag, like 20 years of trying, yeah. And this is Kyle Busch's 20th
year?
Yeah. And he's
no way,
yeah,
dude.
He's never won.
No way. I mean, he's definitely going to be in the 12, but like.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, why not?
I mean, why not?
He's almost won it both years he's been with Childress.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think how much money will we have to do? How would we split it up? 3 units. We have 3 units.
So it'd be a quarter unit each.
Quarter unit each.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So.
You go ahead and making it.
I mean, we could. So Kyle Busch.
Well, let's I'll tell you what we'll do. If you don't have anything else,
I ain't got nothing else.
let's explain our super speedway strategy.
Okay.
And how we explain it, and then we'll tell them how we pick our 12.
Yes. So we realize that super speedways are the hardest thing to pick. Top 10, everyone's odds are maxed out for anything. So we realize that if you do smaller bets and pick more drivers, you have a better chance to win. So we've realized that with our betting 3 units, with our 3 unit bets, we can split those up into quarter unit bets and pick 12 drivers. And normally, which it isn't right now, which these could change, but Kyle Busch, the most favorited driver, is plus 1,100. So if we bet a corner unit on that and he won, we would only lose $3, or how you would lose a little bit less money. Whatever your unit is, it's not going to make you back your full max,
Right.
But
So we would have to go.
Less.
So I think what we usually do, or how we started doing this, is we'd see who the most favored was.
Yes.
And based on those odds, that's how many drivers we bet. So if it stays at plus, what was it, 11?
1,100.
So we'd pick 11 drivers.
Yes.
So worst case scenario, Kyle Busch wins, we get all our money back.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Is that right? No, because we're doing a quarter unit, though.
Yeah, no. So what you would want the odds to be is plus 1,200.
That's right.
So you'd want them to be at plus 1,200 for 12 drivers. So,
Okay.
But again, I consider that's going to move. Like,
Right.
no
It
way,
should,
Kyle
because
Busch.
we haven't seen duels or anything.
We haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, you probably don't lock Kyle Busch in, but you save him a spot to win. So, to round, but that's your unit. Your most favorited driver at plus 1,200 wins you back all your money so you don't lose. Mm-hmm. And any 11 others in the field win you money, which is, to me, once we figure that out, that's how we hit Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah. And then what we'll do, usually we'll take the top 12, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll get on the phone and we'll be like, okay,
Yep.
we never bet Kyle Larson.
Yep.
We never bet Truex.
We never bet these guys that are historically bad.
And so we're not just taking the top 12. We'll talk through it. And then sometimes, like I think Stenhouse was one that he was well below.
He was so below. He was
so
plus
below
3,300.
Yeah, like he probably was like the 20th guy in line. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, okay, easy swap for a Kyle Busch or someone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's an easy swap.
And we joke about it, but it was the same thing. We talked about Harrison Burton when he won at Daytona in the spring.
Yeah.
We literally talked about no way.
Yeah,
but
no
we
way.
thought about it.
We did think about it, yeah.
Because you have to consider all the guys that have no chance of winning any other race in this race.
And it's one of those things that now that we've done it twice, every time we do it, it's going to make more sense to us.
Yeah. If we hit it 50% of the time, and that 50% of the time we don't hit the favorite, dude, we're looking pretty decent.
You hit a Stenhouse one time.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I think it's really solid strategy.
It's a shoe-in. I mean,
and we're gonna be able to do that 6 times.
We have Austin Cindric, a Daytona 500 champion, at plus 2,400.
Yeah.
That's doubling your money.
Yeah.
If he wins. Come on.
I know.
You have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at plus 2,600. They moved him up. You have a Tyler Reddick at plus 2,800.
Yeah. And he's won Talladega.
He's won. Yeah. You have all these guys. You have a Suarez Right, wrong, or indifferent, dude. He's decent at super speedways.
Yeah.
Plus 4,100.
It's nuts.
That's nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah.
It's like, is he in the top 12? Maybe. You know, maybe.
Is Cody Ware on there?
Cody Ware.
That's like a top 10 bet that I want.
Cody Ware is not in the outright winners bet.
See, they might just not know that.
They have top 3s, top 5s.
That's one of those things where I don't think these sports books even know who's full time now.
Who's racing? I mean, they had
because Cody Ware's in the chartered 51 car.
They have Helio, however you say
Helio Castroneves.
Yeah, they have him on here.
That's it. Yeah, I think that's just FanDuel being dumb or whatever you're on.
Cody Ware is. I mean, I'm on. FanDuel, but Cody Ware is not listed at all.
He's in the chartered 51 car.
Yeah, I know he's racing, but isn't it weird that they have Helio?
Yeah, I guess it's just because it's a big deal. I mean, he's a 4-time Indy 500 champion, so.
I know it's still just odd. You know,
and he's making the race regardless.
You know what we could do today? Is make a little futures bet.
Okay. On champion?
On a champion.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. On a champion. God, these are kind of low. Before the season even starts.
How low?
Kyle Larson plus 650? That seems low. To me, you should be getting into the... we have...
I don't think you'll ever see it higher. I mean, I feel like...
No, you won't, but I don't think he wins a championship. Like, no offense to him. It's just like...
I mean, I don't know.
It's the way it's set up.
I feel like we're betting on a super speedway taking this bet.
You are. You pick. You do 3 units and you pick 12 different guys to do it, but you can't... I mean, if we bet Kyle Larson, we wouldn't make
What if we split 3 units up between 3 drivers?
3 drivers?
Yeah.
3, so a unit each. Yeah, we could easily do that. You want to do that?
I think now's the time to take it.
Yeah. So we're going to go Larson?
Run down the top 5.
Top 5.
The champion's going to come out of that top 5.
Larson, Seabell, Willie B, Blaney, Hamlin.
I like Seabell. I really do.
Seabell's plus 650 is right under Larson.
I think you got to go Larson.
Okay.
He's going to be in the Champ 4, right?
I mean, I would assume unless something crazy happens.
Like, how long can this Penske thing last?
Feels like forever.
It's been 3 years.
It's
been 3 years, and it's like nobody wants to do anything about it.
I know.
But it's Kyle Larson. What do you think? What if you had to pick 3? If you had to pick 3, who's your 3?
If I had to pick 3?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm taking Larson out. Okay. And that's just
no
offense to him. I'm taking
you.
Larson out. I'm putting Seabell in.
Okay.
I'm putting Blaney in. And I'm between Denny and Reddick.
I think Denny...
I don't know.
I hate to say it. I just think this is the year Denny declines.
Declines?
Yep.
He starts that down thing. But what decline do you think he has? Do you think he has a Jimmy decline? Because if we're talking about decline, like to me, I rank declines in. Again, I know I don't have the biggest decline look on the whole sport, but like Kevin's decline was no decline really at all. You know what I mean? Yes, it was. It was a decline.
I see, that's the decline. I could see Denny like
still
not winning a race this year.
Okay.
And then maybe next year winning one.
And
then he decides to keep sticking around, and then it's like
a Jimmy
then
decline.
the year after he wins nothing, and then he has a decision like, do you go out like Harvick?
Yeah.
Or do you just keep Jimmy Johnson in this?
Yeah. Because Jimmy did hard.
I mean, dude. And he's back for more punishment.
Yeah. But I'm so you're thinking Denny's just not going to get it done. Cup.
That's my opinion, but I'm asking you your 3.
Okay.
I'm asking you your 3.
Seabell,
Blaney,
Tyler Reddick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my 3.
All right, run down the top 5 for me again, if you don't mind.
Larson, Seabell, Willie B, Blaney, Hamlin.
Okay, I'm gonna cop out and take the top 3. Larson, Seabell, Byron.
Yeah.
So we can agree on Seabell.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's your bet, so I think you need to do what you want to do.
Well, let's go see. But I want to work with you here. I think this is interesting because it can can go either way. I feel like Tyler Reddick, they're going to have there's a lot swirling with them, which is going to be weird. But couldn't you see them coming out and just winning the 500?
I could. Here's my problem with 2311 that we saw last year, and I don't know when this is going to change, is right now I see 2311 as like, can they win races? Yes, but they're not the program that can be good everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean, he struggled at Phoenix.
He did.
And that was not a Tyler Reddick problem. I think that was
it was a car.
It was a car problem. And it's like they weren't slow, but compared to the other three, they struggled.
They were slow.
It was everything they could do to get a top 10, which when you're only racing 3 other guys,
that's bad.
You may as well be 30th.
Yeah.
So that's where I could see Reddick doing the same thing he did, getting into the Final Four, and then it's like you just don't have the speed. It reminds me of AJ Allmendinger in the Xfinity Series. It's like it's Colleague. AJ can carry that car. They have enough speed to get them there.
Yeah.
But then, like, once they're there, they just can't.
They can't do anything.
They don't have those resources to pile into one race and make it happen. And maybe this is the year.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Seabell? He struggled at Phoenix, dude. Every time that he gets to.
So, Final Four, I'm trying to think. One year he blew a brake rotor.
Yeah.
So that's
car problem.
Yeah, car problem. And the other year he was in the Final Four. I can't remember what happened. But he was up there. And then he was up there this past year.
Yeah.
But he got out of the way for all those guys.
He did.
But I guess I put more faith in like a JGR being good everywhere than a 2311.
Yeah. Okay.
Blaney, I think, is a good one.
I mean,
I'm fine.
It's one of those, like you said, until Penske is knocked down, how can you not?
I'm fine taking Byron out to put Blaney.
Okay.
If you're okay with taking Reddick out of yours.
Yes, I'm okay with taking Reddick out. So then we're between our after Denny, which would be our top 5, Joey, Reddick, Chase Briscoe. So Chase Elliott.
He's going to be in the 19.
He will be in the 19. Kyle Busch, Tyke.
I think everything after Kyle Busch is dead.
Is done. Like I don't even say Briscoe has a shot.
Yeah. I think it's between Larson and Logano.
Yeah, and I mean I'm sticking with the trend, and it's not an even year. I really think that's
at this point. At this point, it's science.
Yeah. So Larson.
Okay. So Seabell, Blaney, Larson, 1 unit each.
Yep.
And what was Seabell and Blaney? So Seabell was 650.
Larson 650.
Larson 650.
Blaney 800.
I think that's the best odds you're going to get all year.
Yeah.
Unless, here's where the odds might change, I can think, on Blaney. If they do the same stuff they always do. He doesn't win a race for 20 races.
Yeah.
Or not 20, 15 races.
Yeah.
He might go up to like 1,200.
Yeah. Then again, that's when we double down.
You could double down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. You
can throw a quarter unit on it at that point.
You get a 6 and a 5 at the blackjack table. You double down.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, you double down.
Put it right next to it.
Yeah, you put it right next to it. Give me that card sideways, baby.
Yeah, and upside down.
And watch it be
upside down.
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Watch it be a 3. You know? I mean, Penske is so good, and no one's shown that they can beat them.
Yeah,
beat them at all.
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
Should we be looking at Austin Cindric?
No. We should definitely look at Austin Cindric for the Daytona 500.
I'm interested to see, and our next episode is going to be more on silly season stuff.
Yeah,
and we'll do it soon. A little preview. I'm interested to see Josh Berry in that 21 car.
I know.
To see how much of a Penske car it is.
I bet you it's way more than
Harrison Burton ever showed.
Yeah, he may be our Alex Bowman this year.
He might be
the top 10s, and hopefully what he looked like at the latter half of Stewart-Haas was just kind of a Stewart-Haas thing.
Yeah.
And I do believe it was. I mean, it really like irritates me. Like, dang, imagine if Kevin was in like a Hendrick car for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. He was when he won his championship, basically.
I know.
Because they had that alliance with.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, for real, though, like, even if he was in a JGR car.
He might not have retired.
He might still be racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It is. Imagine him and Rodney in a Hendrick car.
Oh, my gosh.
Crazy. Which that's another silly season we'll talk about. I mean, you got Rodney with Justin Haley. Be interesting.
And Justin Haley's our dog. He's our boy. What are we following this year? We gonna do another top 10? We're gonna follow two.
Who do I hate?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Who's?
We're this close to getting rid of Corey LaJoy. And I'm gonna throw a party.
He's done. I mean, he has a race for Daytona 500, but what does he have after that?
So I listened to his podcast. I hate listening to his podcast today.
Yeah,
I like to hate listen.
Yeah,
and
God, I wish so many people would do that to ours.
I know. I know. We need about 1,000 of y'all.
I know.
But so long story short, he has a ride. It's a Rick Ware racing car, but he has talked them into putting Stacking Pennies Performance on it.
So it's like, a MRN car.
No, he brought over like some of his sponsors, and then he also says on his podcast that he like used his own money to pay for this.
Jeez.
So he's racing the Daytona 500. Definitely won't make it, right?
No.
I don't think so.
You don't think he even makes a race?
No, because he's an open car. There's like 9 cars.
There's a lot of open cars this year.
There's 9 cars.
Is this the most open that we've seen in a minute?
In a while, yeah.
Yeah.
In a while. I mean, you talk about back in the day, it used to be like 100 cars.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like...
In a while, yeah. It's
at least for the charter era, it's got to be
the most. It's got to be the most.
But, hold on.
Go ahead.
2311 is not considered... open cars, are they?
No.
Okay.
So that was part of the lawsuits. They got their charters.
They ended up getting their charters.
And they announced Riley was going to be...
whatever.
Oh
the 51 or something.
Maybe that's someone we track.
Yeah.
Keep that in the back of your mind. But so Corey's going to do that, and then he's got like 4 or 5 races that he's going to go to as well. He'll make those because like we never get more people than 40 except for the 500. So he'll race a few races in a Rick Ware car with his own sponsoring, and some of his sponsors in it will come over, but he's going to be like a pit reporter when they do the Amazon. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm thinking 2026 full-time pit reporter.
Yeah.
We never have to see him on track. Yeah.
He's done.
And I saw an interview with him when he made this announcement, and they're like, why would you not just go to Trucks and Xfinity? He's like,
yeah.
Well, like it's you can definitely go do that, but I'm a Sunday driver. And yeah, I can go get some trophies and pat myself on the back. I'm like, do it.
Yeah,
because you haven't got any.
You have 0 trophies. He hasn't won. It's not like he's like, oh, I don't need to go back there because I've already won that.
I'm a former Xfinity champion. No, dude, you haven't won a truck race, an Xfinity race, or a Cup race. But that's what he said. He was like, yeah, I could go. Anyone can go get trophies and pat themselves on the back, but I'm a Sunday guy.
That's literally like Larson going, I'm not going to the Chili Bowl because I'm racing against kids.
Yeah.
He does it anyway because there is prestige to it.
Yeah,
There's
so much prestige.
There is a lot of prestige, no matter how much we think it is now a filler for the Cup Series. But at the same time, dude, if you're a Cup driver coming down, he doesn't want to do it because he would be bad.
He'd be exposed.
He would be so exposed.
But it's like any Cup driver should be able to go down
yes.
and win an Xfinity race.
Yes.
We saw
at any given moment.
We saw Eric Almirola come off the couch, race a part-time schedule, and win 2-3 Xfinity races. Yeah. That's how easy it is. Eric Almirola went and waxed rasses. If Corey LaJoy can't do that, and he knows he can't.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're almost done with him. So I think a good one, if you want to track somebody.
Yeah, I think we should.
Riley Herbst.
It
would be on my list.
Okay.
Because I don't like him, and he's in a top ride.
Yeah.
Who else do we not like that's in a top ride that we could? Daniel
Suarez.
I'll put him down. We're just spitballing.
Yeah, we're just spitballing ideas. Suarez.
I think you throw an Austin Cindric in there.
Do you not so much of definitely an Austin Cindric top ride and not performing well? Do you throw in a SVG just because we track on how?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably
and that's like that would be a testament to him.
Like him and Suarez would be a good battle.
Oh,
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just spitballing ideas. Him, same car.
Yeah, same
every
car.
week. And we know
and
that
Suarez should
get him on every single oval.
He
really should. He should get him on pretty much every single oval. Now, granted, as we've seen, SVG is going to have the leg up in the road courses, but there's six of them. Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
So
anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Okay, I kind of like SVG. I'm going to write that down as a maybe.
Yeah.
SVG Suarez because we could get Suarez fired.
I
feel like we got Corey fired.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it started here. Yeah, I feel like on the Austin Cindric one, I feel like if we're going to do something with him, it's a Josh Berry. same car again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like,
okay.
To see, because we know Cindric is literally the weak link at Penske, and we know that probably that Wood Brothers car is definitely going to look more like a Penske car this year, and we're going to see if Josh Berry smokes him every single week, dude, get Austin Cindric out of there and get Josh Berry in that freaking 2-car,
let
baby.
Cindric go play around in the 21.
Yeah. Let him
if you have to keep him around.
Yeah, if you have to. Send him back down to Xfinity. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this one? Might not be. This one isn't as close as what you're saying. What about a Riley Herbst, Carson Hocevar?
Yeah. That
the only thing on that one is Herbst is a rookie.
Yeah.
So that might be too uneven. Okay, I'm gonna scratch that one. I talked myself out of it.
You could honestly, if you want to do Hocevar again, I think you move him up to a Ty Gibbs type of level.
Ooh,
you know,
the equipment.
The equipment is different, but at the same time, don't we think Carson Hocevar is a better all-around driver? Maybe, possibly. Like
maybe, I don't know.
You know, I think
I'm on this like
we're spitballing, but at the same time, you're hesitant to say that he's not better.
And I'm kind of on like a Ty Gibbs apologist train because I've been saying this dude's gonna. I'm waiting for him to break out.
And I know. And he
might be like a William Byron, where he's just a slow starter.
And I know, but at the same time, dude, you have these guys that are rookie year, they're firing off.
Yeah.
You know, granted, Hocevar hadn't won a race, but, dude, to me, he's done more. We should have pulled up the stats, but I would love to see his rookie stats compared to Ty Gibbs, and I guarantee but they'd be really close.
Yeah, in a much lesser car.
In a way lesser car. Because, I mean, he got granddaddy's money.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Grandpa. Did you see he's listed as the owner of the Xfinity team now?
No way. Ty is?
Ty is, yeah.
Wow.
Which makes sense. You know, Joe Gibbs is 137 years old.
Yeah, he is. He is. And that would be one of those ones that not much of trying to get a guy fired, but it would definitely be a one to watch.
Yeah. Like where do these guys stand?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to do multiple then, or what do we?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I don't think it's that hard to track. We can make it a segment of the show if we do 3 or 4.
Do you want to do SVG Suarez?
I think that's the best one.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
We'll do that one. Cindric Berry?
Yeah, I think that's the second best one.
Hocevar, Ty Gibbs?
Hocevar, Ty Gibbs. I think that's the 3. Those are 3 good ones. Unless you can think of any more.
I can't.
I'm trying to pick someone to pair with Bubba, honestly, but maybe Bubba Cindric would be another good one to watch.
Would be a good one would be Bubba Briscoe.
Oh, that would be a good one,
What
too.
is Briscoe made of? We really don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
Because he's got
the same amount of wins as Bubba.
Yeah.
Right? Over this pretty much the same period of time.
And now they're in the literally as close equipment as you're probably going to get to them.
And Briscoe should have the edge equipment-wise. He should. But Bubba's been in that program longer.
Mm-hmm.
Bubba's got a new crew chief coming in.
Yeah.
Could change a lot.
I think that's it. Write it down. Okay. Let's do 4.
I like that one.
Let's do 4. Because I think Bubba is the one that we think that kind of has talent, but he just doesn't perform well at. He's just not as good.
He's not consistent.
He's not consistent. He can't go to a Chicago and eke out a top 12 when he needs to. He can't.
No.
And I feel like Briscoe could be that dude to do it. Like when he's going to be one of the guys that he's going to claw his way. Like, oh my gosh, I'm starting 27th. Let me drive up through the field.
I think he's like emotionally, and I think Bubba's gotten better about this, but Briscoe's like emotionally stable.
Yes.
Like he's not going to get all worked up.
He doesn't. He feels like he doesn't have to prove himself. Bubba's like always taking like it's me against the world.
Yes.
When it's not.
It's not. No. Just drive the car.
Yeah. Dude.
It'll actually work out. Just
fine.
It
will. Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
God.
Nice. We got 4 to look for. I like that.
That's I think they're good. I think they're really compelling. Good. If they end up not being compelling, we can drop them or whatever, and maybe go in, maybe put a question mark beside the Bubba Briscoe one, and
if one gets out of hand, we'll call it.
We'll call it. We'll call it. Go from there. But that's good. That's good stuff.
All right. What else you got?
Man, we
got a big one coming up.
We got a big one coming up. We're gonna do it. We're gonna drop another episode this week. Housekeeping things. Still gonna do our Patreon, so I'm excited about that. I'm gonna drop that very first episode, season 1. So we'll have all that stuff ready to go. Donations. So please help us out. But all our content will still be free. The other thing I want to ask, if you guys want to see something from us, something that you want us to talk about, something that you want us to look into, or just content ideas that you would like to see from, give us a shout. Put it in a comment.
Yeah, we're wide open.
Email us. We're always looking for something. I'm excited to what the year's going to bring. We're if you can't tell, our audio's gotten 10 times better.
Yeah.
Super excited about this year. We're still working out just a few bugs, but I think all around our content's going to be better this year. We're thinking about dabbling in some live streams, and we're definitely going to dabble in guests. We're going to have, we're going to get some people on the phone. And not that Colby's a bad guest. Colby, don't take that the wrong way if you listen to this, brother. We love having you on the show, man. And you're going to be on the show. Yeah, when he shows up. That's a fair point. Not my back hurt, whatever. But we're going to have him on the show, but I'm going to try to get some good quality guests that can hopefully bring a completely different perspective from us from the sport, within the sport, something. And so if you know any of those people, or someone that's into it and wants to be on the show, let us know, dude. We'll talk to them and see if we can't get them on there. So we got that. I'm trying to think of anything else. Yes, one more thing before we go. I want to give a shout out to my AREC department. Mm-hmm. So my AREC department, Agricultural Resource Economics, they gave us a shout out. They spotlighted us for our show on their Facebook page. Amazing people.
Huge.
Dr. Boyer, that was awesome. And oh my gosh, her name is slipping me right now, and I gotta say it because she did awesome. I'm gonna get it. I should have remembered.
But no, that was nice. As a fellow Herbert College of Agriculture graduate, that was cool to see.
Catherine Collins.
Okay,
that was her name. Yeah, she did the post. So she works for the AREC department or somewhere in Herbert, and massive shout out to them for putting us out. They didn't have to do that, and they did, and so I was very appreciative of that. And I just wanted to say something on the show. So we're excited. You got anything else?
No, I'm pumped. I can't believe the Clash is this weekend.
I know.
It snuck up on me.
It really has. I mean, it's one of those things where we were in a groove. We were in a groove, like we had our day planned out. We would come. We knew the show was on this date, and now we took a big break. And not that it's been hard to come back, but at the same time, you got to
get back into the
groove. And so I'm ready to get back into the groove.
I am too. I'm ready to watch and see. I mean, there's so many things that seem like trends that I'm hoping kind of get blown up.
Yes.
But some of them I want to stick so we can hit some bets.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm excited about the most. But I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, we'll be back here Thursday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We're going to drop this episode. So you'll be listening. It's Monday night now while we're recording. You'll probably listen to this Tuesday, and then we'll drop one Friday morning. We're going to record again on Thursday for the Clash. Go more into the Clash. I know we touched on it a little bit, but go more into the Clash, and we'll hit some silly season stuff that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Yep. See you.
I even walk through the rain.